Okay, so we're back. My name is Josh Vogel. This is still my wife, Angela Vogel. She hasn't divorced me between the first video and now. So one of the concepts that I wanted to go over right now is calf control. And when you're switching from one foot lock position to another foot lock position, or from one leg to another leg, being able to control the person so that they cannot rip their leg out or roll free from it, or at least make it real hard for them to do that. So if I start with foot lock position number one, right, I'm almost always controlling the calf, right? And I've mentioned this in some of the prior videos, but I haven't highlighted how important it is. The reason that I'm controlling the calf first is because if I start going right away for the heel, then her job is to roll that way, get her knee to the mat, and then start kicking me in the butt and ripping her leg free. And it would be the same thing if she's standing up over me. If I am going for her leg here, and my legs are not clamped tight, and I'm not controlling the calf, let's say I'm controlling low on the ankle, and she decides to just turn away and rip her leg right out, that happens to me, that used to happen to me pretty regularly with some of the people that I would train with, because I was controlling the ankle. But if I control the calf and she tries to rip out, she brings me with her, right? So if she tries to pull her leg, I'm stuck to her like glue, right? So if she's sitting on her butt, so let's say I'm going for this ankle, right? So I go here, right? Foot lock position. So I start here, even whether I'm on the bottom or starting from the top and sitting down. If I'm going from the top, please move this leg just a little bit. Here, I like to get real close and stay clamped, right? If I'm switching from foot lock number one to foot lock number two, I keep that calf clamp so that she's not ripping out in between. If I'm switching from foot lock position number one to foot lock position number three, there's a brief second where I let go, hips come up, and then as soon as I get here, I don't go right for the ankle, because if I go right for the ankle, she'll rip her leg out. I go right for the calf, because if she tries to pull, she can't get out. If she tries to roll, I'm stuck to her. Same thing if I'm in position number one and she tries to roll, I roll with her, right? So if we scoot back just a little bit. Now, small detail from position number one. If I control the calf and she decides to roll, don't roll yet, but what will happen is, see how my toes are turned out. As I follow her, there's a point in time where when she goes belly down, my toes will hit the mat and my foot kind of gets like twisted out this way, which I have reasonably healthy knees, so it's not the end of the world, but this can be really uncomfortable for a lot of people. So what I do is, as the person is rolling, I turn my toes in. So try to find a way. Let's turn this way. This is so awkward. So you can see, guys, here, right, if, we'll do this in real slow motion. If she starts to roll, so open your arms up as you roll so that the camera can see. My foot here, if I don't turn, right here, you see how my toes hit the mat and my knee is getting twisted. So what I do, instead, as she's rolling, I turn here. Now my foot continues to roll along the mat. And I stay stuck to her, and my foot doesn't get jacked up. So if I'm going for this one again, and I won't do anything to the ankle again. But I'm controlling the calf first, so no ripping out, no rolling out. Or at least it's much more difficult, and then I'm locked to her while she's rolling out. As I transition, right, if I transition from foot lock number one to foot lock number two, I'm angling. I scoop my hips in so her leg bends, kicking this leg open, and then I get into that position. If I go to from one to three, I can keep control, hip up, drive across, and then as soon as I can, I'm catching right behind the knee like this, catching on the calf. Same exact reason, right? If I'm going to foot lock position number four, I still keep control, right? Especially no-gi, because no-gi, people's legs get slippery after the first match, and they can slip right out of stuff sometimes. Especially, a lot of people will be putting one foot inside and trying to kick the thighs and rip the leg out and that kind of stuff, or kicking you in the butt and trying to rip their leg out as they're rolling and training and stuff like that. So I'm always trying to control here, and then from here I would be going 1, knees clamp, 2, heel hook, straight ankle lock. So anytime I let go of calf control, what has to take the place of it is a strong isometric clamp with my knees. So think Thigh Master, right? If you do this, same idea. So when I go here, I'm catching on the calf if I can, because this controls the far leg better. And then I can start to manipulate the legs and put them where I want them to be. Now, the calf control principle is the same reason why you can use calf crushers as a way to control somebody when they're trying to rip out of leg attacks. So the basic theory is that once I get one leg, I want to keep constant control of the person and be able to switch from one attack to the next attack to the next attack. Because if you guys watched the match that I had, my tournament match from last month's Sloth Report, you'll notice that the guy that I was competing against, he was very good, I knew that if he disengaged from me, we would have restarted and I would have had to get to a footlock position all over again, and there's a good chance he would have beaten me because he had excellent guard passing. So once I got a hold of his leg, I made sure to keep calf control the whole time by going to calf crushers and rolling with him and switching from one leg to the other leg without giving him much of an opportunity to disengage and start all over again. So the principle there is always calf control. So I either control the calf with my hand. It doesn't always have to be this high. It could be like anywhere from here to here. So if her leg is like a turkey drumstick, I'm not trying to control the bone, I'm trying to control the meat, right? So, you know, where there's like the turkey drumstick, there's the bone and then the meat up here and then you eat like that. So I'm always going from the meat. I may have vegetarians in my my viewership. So that's one thing to think about, right? Calf control with your hand. What I mean about the calf crusher as calf control is which leg is okay to calf crush you on?
We don't calf crush either.
Okay, so I'll do this one. So if I'm here and I'm going for a heel hook and she starts to roll that way and she starts to get her knee out, now I no longer have the heel hook, right? But notice that I'm still controlling the heel. So maybe I messed up and I didn't get calf control, but I still have the heel. All I'm doing is switching. See how I shrimp my hips? So I'm going from here, shrimping the hips, and then there's a few different ways to deal with this. I don't like to triangle my legs anymore because this is a good way for me to get toe held on this foot, right? So what I'm doing from here is I'm gonna take this leg back, and I'm gonna be very gentle, but I'm gonna grab the hips. I can control the hips like this, or you can get a gable grip in front of the hips like this. And then I would sit up, drive my knee, almost like an omoplata. I would drive my hips forward and finish the calf crusher. In the match last month, the guy turned this way, and this leg became exposed. So if we go, slide over here a little bit. Okay, so if you're on your side, right, I had my calf crusher here, and then this foot came over here. So I like using, remember what I said about calf control, I'm still using the calf crusher to control so she can't escape. But from here, I'm also getting this leg, and now I have both of her legs controlled, I have calf control, and I also have a heel hook or a straight ankle lock. So this is possible as well. No matter which side you go to, if I'm calf crushing this way, instead of my hand controlling the calf, it's my leg controlling the calf. And that's the same calf control that I mentioned before. It's very hard to rip out of. So let's say she's standing up. This is another example. If she's standing up, and let's say I'm going for heel hook here, and you start to turn that way to rip your leg out. See how I'm here? I have control over heel, but my leg has control over calf. So try and rip out for me. And see how when she tries to rip out, she's stuck. because my leg is caught on her calf. Same idea. Now remember, don't reach with a leg triangle because you get toe held and your knee will be jacked up for a long time. This is okay, controlling here, or you can possibly put your foot here to hide it. But just remember not the triangle. It's the same thing if I do the leg triangle, calf crusher on this side. What I did in the match that was a mistake was I put my foot through here, which was the toe hold. So what I'm going to do from now on is either put my foot like this and control from here, control the heel, or maybe I'll put my foot like this, but I'm sure not going to put my foot in between the legs anymore. So just another concept, and we'll dig more into the calf crushers as time goes on, but I wanted to explain that basic concept a little more thoroughly for you guys. Give it a shot.